Hello all of you beautiful spirits, and welcome back to Mercury Minded Tarot. Today on my channel I thought we would do a pick a card centered around what your strengths are. 2020 has presented a lot of us with challenges and obstacles to overcome, and so I wanted to take a moment to focus on what our positive attributes are, where our strengths lie. And hopefully the answers you receive offer you not only insight, but also help to shed a little love on yourselves. So here in a second I will have all of the groups laid out for you. If you are someone that doesn't like using crystals or objects on top of the cards, just stay where you are. You'll be given an opportunity to pick soon. And for others of you that like utilizing objects to help you pick, fast forward to whatever timestamp I'll provide on the screen here, and you'll have items on top of the groups to help you pick. So with all of that being said, let's get into it. Well, hello. Here I have your 4 groups for you to choose from. I have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So go ahead, take your time, do what you have to do, meditate, pause the video, whatever it is that works for you. Once you've made a decision, I have all of the timestamps along with my social medias and ways you can contact me, all listed down in the description box below. So feel free, no rush. Once you've made your choice, I will see you there. All right, everyone, here I have your groups laid out for you. For group 1, I have this labradorite heart. Group 2 has this clear quartz point. Group 3 with the rose quartz. And then group 4 with this moss agate piece. So go ahead, take your time, meditate, pause the video, whatever method works for you. Once you've made a choice, I have all of the timestamps along with my social medias and other information listed down in the description box below for you guys. So take your time, no rush, and I will see you when you're ready. Okay, so if you went with group 1 or the labradorite piece, look how pretty that is. I'll set him over here. Let's take a look at what cards I have drawn for you that represent your strengths. My first 2 tarot cards I'm going to lay down are right here with the King of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. Immediately what comes to mind with these cards, group 1, is that for some of you, you carry this quality of being like a protector. You may feel like you have to defend or take care of like your family, your friends, your home. And for some of you, it's like even your work or your projects. You may be considered people's rock, you know, being dependable, and people may come to you for help or advice, group 1. There's just a strong vibe of leadership as one of your strengths. With these 2 cards, with the King of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, I feel this represents your guys' courage. Even like a determination. Like you probably don't like to give up or quit easily. There's definitely a tenacity where if you set your mind to something, you're gonna do it. There's commitment here. And I say that because I get perseverance, the quality of perseverance from this earthiness of the King of Pentacles. And then we have this drive represented here by the Wands, which are correlated with fire. So to me, both of these cards speak of your leadership, of this defense of your loved ones or things that are important to you. And you may also, group 1, some of you may really consider yourselves independent, or you may not be afraid of being independent. You know, you're very self-reliant. So those are some possible strengths for you in group 1 right off the bat. Let's see what else I have here. So my next 2 cards, we have Temperance, I'll throw this one down here, and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords really goes along well with that protector energy, where you may feel like you need to stand up for others, or that you're unafraid to stand up for others. You know, you're not afraid to fight for what's right, fight for what's important. And with this swords energy down here, this air energy, that could be referring to some of you not being afraid to speak out. You know, a strength for some of you here in group 1 may be that you're honest, you're logical. But again, that bravery and this courage, especially when it's in the defense of others or in the defense of something you care about or are passionate about, that's really coming through. And my final message I'm getting here, group 1, is that just plain and simple, there's a strong intelligence coming through. So group 1, you are smart. There's no getting away from it. But for some of you, this may be a more like math or science inclined. A lot of you are just intelligent in general all around, but for some of you, there's a particular inclination towards like the maths and the sciences. Something else I'm getting, group 1, is just this practical nature. With these cards, I feel like some of you may have a lot of ambitions or a dream or an aspiration, and because of your tenacity, this perseverance, I see you as people who are definitely capable of achieving whatever goals you have set for yourself. Let's see what other cards I have that represent your strengths. Okay, so perfect with the Knight of Swords here. We have Mercury. This is gonna go along with the quick wit, with your intelligence, valuing and adhering to honesty. You've got quick minds, group 1. Here I have the 6th house. And with the 6th house and the King of Pentacles, here we see that tenacity, that determination, that kind of go-getter energy, especially in regards to just your day-to-day life, your work. And what I see on the bottom of this card here is the phrase service to others. And remember at the very beginning, group 1, I said a lot of you may be particularly brave or courageous when it comes to defending others or sticking up for those who are close to you. So it's funny, like a lot of you may not consider yourself particularly brave. You may think, nah, that's not me. Like I have a lot of fears, I have a lot of insecurities, but I want you to really think, group 1, if there was someone that was insulting or coming after your friends or family, I don't see you as sitting there and letting that happen. I see you picking up this stick, this wand, right? Or this sword and fighting for what's important to you, fighting for those you love. Those insecurities and fears may really go right out the window when it comes to defending those important to you. And just perfect. My last card for you guys, group 1, is Liberator. So I don't even know why I put it down. Let me pick it back up. I want to read just what it says at the top here, you know, freeing yourself and others, releasing negative thought patterns. So to me, that really reads as people may even come to you when they need help. They know you're someone that they can count on. They know you're reliable. They know that if they need help, if they need you, you're going to be there for them. And what an incredible strength that is to have. So that is what I am seeing here for you, group 1. I hope this reading was able to shed a little light on your positive attributes, on these strengths that you have within you. I hope you are having a wonderful day or night. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you all next time. Welcome, group 2, or those of you that went with this really cute clear quartz point. I'll set him right here. Let's go ahead and get into the cards and see what they have to say about your strengths. Okay, all right, so the very first 2 I have are the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So to me, the 4 of Swords is going to say that you guys may excel when it comes to like being self-aware, when it comes to introspection. You may even be someone who's really good at meditating. If you haven't given that a shot, I feel like group 2, this is the group that could really benefit or make the most out of using meditation in your daily lives. Because for me, this is saying that those of you here in group 2, some of you are really aligned with your higher self, whether you think you are or not. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were like claircognizant, okay, which just means that sometimes you get downloads or you get information and you know things that you have no business knowing. Like you don't know where you learned it, you don't know why you know this tidbit of information, but you have it. You just know things sometimes. And that's because I see some of you in this group just really being connected with your higher self, with spirit, with the divine, whichever of those terms really connects with you. This is an ability to kind of turn off everything that's going on around you and really connect with yourself and with spirit. Then, group 2, when we take a look at the 5 of Wands, in regards to what your strengths may be, this reads to me as like athleticism. You may literally be good at a sport or a physical activity, but this also means that you could be a good team player. When I look at the two of these, working together, you're not driven by your own ego. You're not driven to make, a project or something all about you. This is working well as a team, working well with others. You have an ability to kind of recognize and do what's best for the group or for the team. Speaking physically, group 2, I could also see this meaning that you're someone who's really coordinated, quite the opposite of myself, but someone who's coordinated or dexterous, you're very connected in regards to like your mind and your body. The way you move may be considered graceful or smooth. I don't know why that just popped into my brain, but it did. Some other things I'd like to point out here is that you may have a strong moral compass of what's right and wrong. It's very easy for some of you here in group 2 to recognize, what's good, what's bad. You have a good sense of direction in that regard. And if we take a look at, the imagery here, the 5 of Wands, they all look like they're fighting. The 4 of Swords is very solitary. It's almost like as much as you are this good team player, I don't think that makes you a pushover at all by any means, group 2. You're not someone to get walked on. This is saying that you have an ability to stand up for yourself. That yes, you can put aside ego to work well with others, to get along with who you need to, but you're not going to be a doormat, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm getting from those cards. Let's see what else I have. My next 2 are going to be, we have Judgment and Justice. Okay, so what was I saying about a strong moral compass? Holy cow. Okay, with these 2, in addition to knowing right and wrong, right, with Judgment and Justice, this is also letting me know that you could be someone that's very good with words, very, very intelligent with a quick mind. But there's also this sweetness that's coming through to me, group 2. Sorry, I'm getting this message right now that as strong as you are in your convictions of what's right and wrong, some of you here in group 2 are also, you're very forgiving in your understanding that others may not see things the same way as you, and that's okay. But it's almost like, some of you here in group 2, you're just good at reading people. You're a good judge of character. And because you're so understanding and you're so good at reading people, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you here in group 2 would make a good teacher or a good counselor. And of course, this isn't a career reading, but with these cards, lawyer. Like I said, someone good with words, strengthen your convictions, maybe like a good debater. And I think the last thing that's coming to me here, group 2, is that some of you may be really purpose-driven. And by that, you may feel like a calling in life, like you have a life purpose you're meant to fulfill. Some of you here in group 2, you're not just floating through life on a whim. You feel like you have a purpose, you have a direction, you have something that you're meant for. So let's see what else I have here for you, group 2. Okay, interesting. Here's Saturn, the cosmic teacher, if you will. Like I said, some of you may be good teachers, counselors, because you are so very smart. You're good with words. You're understanding of people and the human nature. And Saturn tells me that you have a perseverance to make it through the hard times. Saturn likes to test us, right? But you have a good sense of judgment. You have this quick, bright mind, this ability to cooperate and coordinate with others that will see you through those tests that life throws at you. And I'm not surprised, maybe some of you will be, but here we have Gemini, which is going to speak to, again, that quick wit, that fast mind, that ability to communicate, to understand people. This is a sign all about information communication. And my last one, what did I say about athleticism or being physically strong and capable? Here we have the athlete card, and I'll just read some of this to you on here. It says that you excel in the development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. If Saturn gets you down, if life gets you down, you have this strength of spirit, this perseverance to keep pushing through, keep moving along. And of course, there's the physical element to athlete as well, saying you may be good at sports, at physical activities. The word that really comes to mind for you, group 2, when I look at all of these together is endurance. So that is what I am seeing here for you, Group 2. I hope this was able to offer you some insight and maybe even just some warm fuzzies to, hear what your strengths are. I appreciate you letting me read for you and to hang out with me here. Please consider liking or subscribing if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you want to hear from me next, and I will catch you next time. Hello, Group 3, what's good? Here I have the rose quartz piece that some of you may have selected. I'll set that right there. Let's get into the cards and see what they have to say about your strengths. My first two cards for you are going to be the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Cups. These two are interesting together. Right off the bat, I sense this very sweet, almost like an optimistic disposition, but definitely not naive. We have the sweetness, but there's some savvy too with the Queen of Wands. She can be charming, she can be friendly, personable, but she's of the fire suit, right? She's the Queen of Wands, so she is not naive. She's sweet, but she's not going to take any shit. You know what I mean? There's also these qualities of being adventurous and open-minded with these two cards together. And with the Queen of Wands being of the fire suit, and even with the Page of Cups here, there's ambition that some of you in Group 3 might have, and it's ambition to achieve these big dreams, these big goals. There's such an active imagination with the Page of Cups, but this ability to make that reality with the Queen of Wands. So you have these big dreams and they may feel lofty, they may seem impossible, but to the Page of Cups, nothing is impossible. And with the help of the Queen of Wands, it can become reality. Definitely, like I said, some of you here may have a positive attitude, a positive outlook. Both of these cards just scream charisma to me. So very charismatic, a good sense of humor, and generally, I would expect some of you here in Group 3 to just be very approachable, very personable. Along with what I said, the Page of Cups having this very active and vivid imagination, you also have this ability to be innovative and creative with the Queen of Wands. So some of you may be artistic in whatever medium applies to you, whether it is, in art or in music or in any type of design, any type of writing, whatever it is. A lot of you here are able to create things that are inspired by this vivid, inner life you have going on. With these two cards, Group 3, I'd also say that some of your strengths could be that you are just loving, you're committed, you're compassionate. With these two cards, there is a very great capacity to love and feel deeply. If we look at the astrological associations here, when we look at this being fire and this being water, those are two elements that are not afraid of depth, of feeling. So some of your strengths may just be in your capacity to love and your capacity to be understanding, to be compassionate. Let's see what else I have. Okay, so here we have the Magician, kind of solidifying your ability to create things, right? And we have the Three of Swords. So let's kind of consider these for a moment. I would say, Group 3, that with this combination of cards we have now, there is a very forgiving nature that some of you may have. You don't like to be angry. You don't like to be upset or sad. Yes, you can feel those emotions because, water and fire, you can definitely feel more negative emotions, but you don't like to stay there. And you're very resilient. If you do get, your heart broken, or if something is upsetting to you, you're not going to stay in that frame of mind for long. What we also have here with the Magician is, like I said, that ability to create, not only artistically, but also just in general, creating your reality. The Magician is often associated with an ability to manifest. So if you are someone who hasn't tried manifesting, I would give it a shot. And for those of you that do, let me know in the comments down below if that's worked well for you, because the Magician here is telling me that for some of you here in Group 3, you are very powerful manifestors. And I also want to throw out there that if you're like, no, that's not me, I can't manifest for crap, I can't manifest anything, try utilizing your words, try utilizing your speech to help you do that. It's almost like speak it into existence. If you've just been manifesting with like a vision board or maybe a journal, try speaking some of those things out loud, because with the Magician here, with the presence of swords, I feel like your words, group 3, are very, very powerful. And in addition to that, it could be that you're a very good writer, a very good storyteller. You can put a lot of emotion into your words. And something else I'm getting here, because we have the 3 of Swords present in this mix, and these are supposed to be representing your strengths, I feel like maybe you have, for some of you, have an ability to keep your composure. There's almost like a bit of maturity there, especially in tense situations. You may want to cry or scream or rage, but I feel like a lot of you will do that in private, and when you're actually in front of other people, you're able to kind of keep your composure. And something else I feel here, group 3, these cards definitely tell me that some of you here have, psychic or spiritual gifts or tendencies. You may be able to read tarot cards or channel information from spirit. Maybe some of you are familiar with some of the clairs. You may possess some of those abilities. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you don't know, just go ahead and Google some of the clairs, see if any of those speak to you, and try, developing that gift, because I feel like you have a natural tendency for that. You have a natural gift that will allow you to kind of pick up those skills very quickly if that's something you're interested in, nurturing. So let's see what else I have. Okay, here's Cancer. So there's our water sign. The archetype of Cancer is often considered empathic. That might be one of your gifts, is being an empath. Cancer is also known for having those psychic and spiritual gifts as well, being a water sign. And it also speaks to that kind of tenderness, that ability to feel great emotion. Let me tell you, Cancers know how to feel, okay? So a strength for you, group 3, might be that you just have a great emotional understanding. You might be able to connect with what others are going through, and in turn, you know how to help them or be there for them. You're like a good person to offer emotional support. My next card here is going to be the 11th house. So with the 11th house, that is talking about your dreams and your aspirations for the future, and also your associations, your friends. So yes, you may be a good emotional support for those close to you, but also, like I said in the very beginning, having these big dreams, these aspirations, these goals, and you have the Magician and the Queen of Wands here too, saying that if you can dream it, you can do it. As corny and as cheesy as that may sound, I swear to you, group 3, that is what came to me right now. Some of you have such an ability to make things like happen for you. And with that, sweetness, with that tenderness that I was feeling in the beginning, it's like some of your goals and dreams may be related to the bigger picture. The 11th house is kind of dealing with humanity, or like the grand scheme of things. It's not just dreams and aspirations for you, but dreams and aspirations you have for others. And this last card is just it's so sweet. It's the Virgin card. And what it says at the top is that you're maintaining a symbolic purity of heart and spirit. You're just a good person, group 3. This tells me that you are good-natured. You have pure intentions. You're not malicious or vindictive. You may have those thoughts, we all do, but deep down, you have this strength to be compassionate, to be understanding, to be loving. It's kind of like love will conquer all in this group, okay, group 3? So that is what I am seeing here for you. Powerful manifestors, artistic, possibly psychic, and just like a good spirit, a good heart. I hope this video was able to offer you some insight, or maybe just some good feelings about yourself. I appreciate you hanging out with me and letting me read for you. If you haven't already liked or subscribed, please consider doing so. If you have any ideas or suggestions for what you'd like to see from me next, let me know down in the comments. And as always, I will see you next time. Hello, group 4, what is good? Here I have the moss agate, if that is the crystal you selected previously. I'll set that right there. Let's get into the cards and see what they have to say about your natural strengths. Wow, we are starting off strong right from the get-go. Here I have the Tower and the World. So what could these mean for you in regards to your strength? Well, I'll tell you. For some of you, this is letting me know that you have an ability to identify what holds you back. You're able to see what isn't good for you. You know, you might be able to recognize toxic traits, toxic behaviors, or situations in your life, and you're able to kind of rise above that and not allow those things to keep you stuck. I also feel like for some of you here in group 4, you have this really good eye for detail. Like, you really pay attention to detail. You want things done right, whether that's in your job, in your school, whatever that may mean for you. You want things done right, so maybe that means, you know, you kind of take charge. This kind of reads to me as like, for some of you group 4, it may mean that like in school you were the person that did the most in the group projects because you knew someone had to do it and you knew that you would do it right. So it is very likely group 4 that you're a group of really hard workers, and there's this air of confidence I get from these 2 cards. Even if you don't necessarily feel like you're a super confident individual, that you don't feel like very secure, I'm sensing that when the situation arises, when the time comes, you're able to step up, rise to the challenge, and do what you need to do. I feel like some of you may have gone through some things, right? In your past, you may have had some questionable or upsetting experiences, but that in turn made you smart, it made you wise, it made you kind of this good teacher, this nurturer, because if other people go through that same situation, or you know, you just possess the insight to know how to help others that are going through similar things that you've been through. You know what it's like to be hurt or let down, so in turn that made you reliable, trustworthy. You understand the importance of communication even. So let's see what other cards I have for you, group 4. I have here the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so some more good cards. This will read to me, group 4, that some of you may be a bit of a perfectionist. Like I kind of said earlier, if you want something done right, you're going to do it yourself. It's also very likely that for some of you here in group 4, you're good with animals or you're good with children. There's also this romantic, idealistic side to some of you that's coming through, and I really feel like your family is so important to some of you. Either that means, you know, your family comes first, or you have these dreams and aspirations of having a really tight-knit, close family of your own. If that's not something you have now, it's something that you aspire to. It's something that you're working towards, creating this really stable, secure, fulfilling family life for yourself. You know, because you're able to take good care of yourself and others, you know, maybe both physically and emotionally. Plus, you know, because of the world here, you don't tolerate toxicity, you don't tolerate the bullshit. If it's something that's not good for you, not good for your loved ones, you're gonna do what you have to do to take care of yourself and those you love. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles down here, we know that some of you are really good hard workers, and this also tells me that you have a good understanding or relationship with money and finances. It could be that some of you, you know, came from a background or a childhood where maybe you didn't have a lot of like financial security, so that's something else that you're working towards. Like, it taught you how to take better care of your money or your finances. It's like if you've gone through a tower situation that involved money, you know you never want to go back to that situation again, right? So some of you may really be like budgeters or planners. And the final thing I'm getting from this combination of cards, group 4, is that for some of you, you are able to make the most out of change. You're able to make the most out of challenges. You have this ability to keep pushing forward no matter what life throws in your way or throws in your path. A lot of you understand that sometimes the only thing you can do is keep pushing forward, keep going along. So let's check out what cards I have for you, okay? The oracle cards. My first one is going to be air. So with the air card, again, signifying that a lot of you have intelligence, you're good communicators, And something that just popped into my head right now with air and with what I was saying about you not tolerating toxicity or BS, it's almost like you rise above it. You have this ability to ascend away from those negative feelings, those negative vibrations. It's like you're above that, you know? It's like you don't allow yourself to kind of stoop to that level. My next card is going to be the first house. This is signifying a strong sense of self, but the other phrase I see right here on this card says, do it on your own. Like, you know, do it yourself. It's what I've been saying. I feel like this whole reading group 4 is that some of you are like, if something's not done right, if something's going awry, you're going to step in, take charge, do it on your own, do it correctly. And something else I feel, group 4, from this card being here is that some of you may believe that actions speak louder than words, or your actions speak for yourself. Your actions kind of prove like who you are or your intentions. I don't know why that came through. Hopefully that will make sense for somebody, but that's something I got just now. Something else about the first house, since this is the house of self, how you project yourself, how others see you. Others may see you as someone who's super intelligent, or they may see you as someone who is this hard worker, who is this wise individual that has gone through so much and now understands how to do things better. For some of you, this card means that, you know, with you, it's what you see is what you get. Like, you don't keep secrets. You're not trying to be anybody else. It's telling me that for a lot of you here in group 4, you are always your true, authentic self. You are always presenting that to the world. You know, you're not going to shy away from being who you are. And my final card, I love this, is the card that says Mother. And it reads at the top here that you are nurturing, patient, you have unconditional love. So when I was talking about how important your family is to you, or how important it is for you to create a stable, secure family life, that you are nurturing, you're understanding, you're this good teacher. This Mother card here just confirms all of that for me. You know, I don't know what all of you have been through. I don't know about your past, but this card here tells me that for a lot of you here in group 4, you want to close the chapter of the past. You know what I mean? You don't want to go back there. You want to create this loving, nurturing family environment for yourself. And whether that's, you know, with blood family, with friends that you've created to be your family, or just, you know, making that family for your own, whatever that means, I feel like you have a lot of love to give, group 4. So that is what I am seeing here. I hope this reading was able to give you a bit of insight, or just, you know, throw some positivity into your day. I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please consider doing so, or let me know what you'd like to see next from me in the comments, okay? I love reading for you all. I am so grateful to have you all here, and I will catch you next time. This time with sound. Chelsea, turn your microphone on. Chelsea, it helps if they can hear what you're saying, Chelsea. Oh my gosh. You know, it's so relaxing right now. The leaves are starting to fall off the trees, and I have the window open because I have incense going, but it's so relaxing just listening to the wind through those leaves. Ugh. Crack them joints. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. I have to close the window because the tornado sirens are going off. Hold on. Okay, I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but I can, and it's really distracting. So, sorry, tornado. You'll just have to wait. What is this, Chelsea? Why would you do this? I'm like, I'll catch you next time.